It is 3 in the morning and I'm just about to drag myself out of my sleeping bag and out of my tent and go shoot some stars. So I kind of messed up the stars. I might have got 1 or 2 shots, but I kind of miscalculated how quickly it was going to get bright. It's still like a half an hour until sunrise, and sorry. Whew. Yesterday, you know, I pulled my groin. Right now I'm having severe back spasms, like crippling back spasms, and they're currently spazzing. Oh, is this what getting older's like? I literally turned 33 like a week ago. Whew! I'm gonna try to force my way through sunrise, but then I've got like 21 kilometers to hike out of here. And I don't know how that's gonna happen with these spasms happening, but I guess it's gotta happen somehow. Wow, this is painful. I'm glad I stuck it out and fought through the back spasms because the light's been kind of interesting and I've gotten a couple shots that I'm pretty happy with. The back is still really tight, although it seems to be loosening up. And now I've got to start that 21-kilometer trek down back to Kyrgyzstan. So I'm gonna head back to my campsite, get my tent packed up, have some breakfast, and then get moving. We are definitely on Kyrgyz time this morning. We were planning on leaving at 9. I was all ready by well before 9, and now it's after 10, and they're still getting organized, but eventually we're gonna get down this hill and back towards Kyrgyzstan. We're almost at the river that we have to cross by horseback, and then the road to Kyrgyzstan is just up ahead. So that means we're about a third the way done. It is really windy right now, and I think we're gonna get hit by a thunderstorm. So I think we gotta move pretty quick. You can probably tell behind me there's clouds brewing, and then ahead there's clouds brewing as well. It might get wet. Kyrgyz hospitality, this nomad saw us crossing the river, ran over with his horse to give us a hand. There's a sheep stampede going on. I mentioned that it looked like some weather was coming in earlier. The weather's been popping off behind me, like exploding thunder and lightning. Over there it seems to be building as well. And then way off in the distance here, there's a cloud formation that kind of looks like an anvil, and I think they call that a circumcumulus cloud, which is basically like the most epic of thunderstorm clouds. So we're kind of in like this blue patch where there's like this blue sunny sky around us, and it's kind of like the anti-metaphor for this trip where everything's kind of gone a little bit wrong. Everything's going right on this hike right now so far. So just got in and just missed the rain. That was amazing. It was literally thunder showering everywhere around us. And as soon as I got in here, the rain started here as well. I feel better. The back feels looser. The groin feels a little bit better. I think obviously when you kind of get things in motion, loosen things up, they feel better. And then when they cool down, we'll see how they feel. But nothing to cure like misadventures and ailing body like a wicked hike like that. That walk down through the valley was unbelievable, beautiful, and it was just a really good way to spend a day. I mentioned at the star shooting that I kind of messed up the stars, and I think looking at my LCD on my screen, I might have messed up 2 ways. But I think after I get some food in me and showered and cleaned up and stuff, I might take you guys onto my laptop and show you some of the star images and maybe show you an edit, I don't know. But I'll take you onto my laptop after I get some food in me and cleaned up a bit. So guys, I'm here in my office at my guest house in Kyrgyzstan, and sorry if I wince a little bit, but the back spasms are really back this afternoon, and it kind of sucks. But what doesn't suck is that the images kind of came out. These images look good, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. The star images that I thought I messed up. Now, let me explain to you how I got to this point. I'm going to jump you over to my computer now. This is the final image, or one of the final images, one of the images I'm really happy with. I love how this came out. But this isn't one image. This is 2 images blended together. When it's pitch black like it was, you're not going to get enough light in the foreground in a 30-second exposure. And you need that 30-second exposure to get the sharp sky, to get the Milky Way crystal clear. Otherwise, you're going to end up with light trails like this image, and it's a cool image as well. It's just a different style. This was like a 10-minute exposure here. 10 minutes it was shooting, and it comes out really cool, but of course you can't get that crisp Milky Way. To do that, you need to blend 2 images together, or if you're really lucky, you can get like a moon rising on the horizon behind you, and then that'll light up the landscape for you and do the same sort of thing. So I'm going to show you how I got to this point and explain kind of why I thought I messed up today. The sky image I knew I hit on point. The sky image looks great in camera. This is the image in camera right here. So I've done a couple minor adjustments to it here. You can see just to bring out the Milky Way crispness, the clarity, the whites, the contrast, just to make that Milky Way pop. And I'm sorry that my laptop's a little bit slow. Whenever I use a screen recorder, it just drags for whatever reason. This Dell XPS 15 is like lightning fast all the time, except for with the screen recorder. I don't know why. So as you can see, we have this really cool sky. You've got the mountains, and everything's a little bit it's just too dark in here. So even if you were to bring up the shadows to 100%, which I don't recommend, you don't get enough light in here. So what you're going to do is you're going to blend those 2 images. This is the other image, and you can see why I thought I messed it up, because it's really bright. I also thought I bumped the focus when I was walking, and I thought it was unsharp because on the back of my LCD it looked unsharp, but it's sharp. It was totally fine. But it's obviously too bright. I took one image at 10 minutes and it was too dark. It was like a full stop too dark. So I took a second one at 20 minutes, which would compensate that extra stop. But what I didn't take into account was that the sun was rising, and so I was getting all this new fresh light, and it was just way too bright. But the good news is when you shoot raw, you basically save a ton of information. So what I'm going to do is drop this down like almost 2 full stops. Actually, let's go full 2 stops. Like this, and then you've got a more realistic looking ground, I guess. If you were to blend this image in its regular form with the other star image, it would look ridiculous. It would absolutely look insane. It would not look natural. And you kind of want to go for the natural look. You want to make it look normal. So what I did is I essentially dropped this down to 2 stops. You can see that the sky brings back all these light trails, but it looks a little bit ridiculous. And I don't care because I'm not using that anyway. I've done some adjustments here. And then to blend the 2 images together, you just click them both down here on the bar in Lightroom, and then you right click, and then you go to edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. Now, I'm not going to do a full blending tutorial because I've done that before. And if you want to check out that video, it's like a 3 or 4 year old video back when I was doing photo tutorial stuff. And I'll link that in the description to this video. But essentially, you've got both of the layers here. Let's make that a normal size, fit the screen. And then you're just building a layer mask. You're using a gradient tool. And then I've done it backwards. But you're just doing like this to fill the foreground. And then you're taking brushes and you're cleaning up stuff in here so that you have a balanced sky. You're cleaning up a little bit of this and you're cleaning up that. So go check out that blending tutorial if you're really interested. If not, there's like a billion blending tutorials on YouTube. But that's basically just how you get to this point at the end, is this final image that, like I said, I'm super stoked on. And I'm really happy with that image. I'm happy with a couple other ones. I showed you the one with the long exposure light trail. I also did a Milky Way version of that, and it came out like this. And now that I see it, I see that it needs to be more magenta-y. But yeah, I'm super stoked with how the images came out from the stars. I think that when you're having like back spasms and you're in pain and stuff like that, you don't think things are going well when they kind of are. So I'm stoked about today in general. It was a pretty good day. Started at 3 in the morning with some back spasms, and it's kind of, yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle, but it's been a fun day, a beautiful day here in Kyrgyzstan. And I've got a couple days left here in Kyrgyzstan, so I hope you stay tuned for those days. I'll catch you there. Peace.